Let's go over your program checklist. This, for our example, is the Biomedical Engineering Technology Guide. There is a guide for each of the 6 different concentrations and also for the surveying and mapping program that you can download from the student handbook or from our D2L site. In the top section, you'll see your general education requirements. In the middle, you'll see your technology core. Engineering technology students will see that. And then down at the bottom, you have your actual major concentration classes. So all the classes that are required for the degree are on this sheet. Like I said before, you also have the number of hours. You have the semester that a course will be offered. You have prerequisites. And then over here, toward the right side of the page, you have intensive requirements. So classes that meet those requirements are indicated with a gray box. I suggest when you complete that class, you just put an X right there so that you can keep up with how many intensive courses you've done. And then finally, you'll want to fill in your grade here. So let's say, for example, this fall semester, you finished out with a B in English. Let's say you have an A- in Student in University. Let's say you also did CAD and you made a B+, and then you did Pre-Calculus 2, this Math 1720 course here, and you had a B-, and you also did a history class, so you've got a C+ here. Now you'll see what this does at the bottom is it totals up the number of hours that you've earned toward your degree, so you can see how far you are in your degree progress, and it also will calculate your overall GPA and then also your major GPA. One way you might use that would be to keep track of where you are in terms of your good academic standing, your financial aid eligibility. If you're coming toward the end of the semester and you have some hypothetical idea of what your grades may be, you can just enter those in there and then see what your GPA would be with certain classes. Let's say if you knew you were going to have a C+ in English and you felt like you probably were going to have let's see, a B- in your history class, and you were going to have a B+ in CSCI 1100, and you were going to have an A- in electrical principles. You could see hypothetically what kind of GPA that would get you both in your degree and within your major. So that's a good way to keep track of where your status will probably be at the end of a particular semester. And like I said before, if you ever have a substitution approved, you'll want to indicate it here just to keep track of it. You also may want to indicate your transfer classes. That's really more for me than for you, but it's helpful to have it if you need that column. Now you'll notice that some of your classes you do have a choice about. For example, for oral communication, there are 3 classes that have been approved by the university to meet oral communication requirements. The Biomedical Engineering Technology concentration specifically does not require a certain class. So this will show you what your options are. So you'll just go through here, pick out the one that you're going to take. Let's say you're going to do public speaking, and you'll choose that one. It'll do the same thing for literature, do the same thing for your fine arts classes, so you can see which university courses will meet the fine arts requirement. Now, a second part of this checklist that you may want to make use of will be the Graduation Requirements tab. So just click on that, and this will pull up a list of all of ETSU's graduation requirements. To use this checklist, probably the simplest way to do that is just highlight that, Control-C to copy it, and then once you check off a requirement, let's say you've taken the university exam, just come down here and Control-V to paste that little check mark in here. So this includes the number of hours you need, the number of hours you need at ETSU, at a 4-year institution, and then all of the university's other graduation requirements.